The Colombian drug empire has collapsed. The world's most famous drug lord, Pablo Escobar, is dead, and the Medellín cartel has completely fallen apart. Escobar's successors from the Cali cartel also eventually lost everything. The Orihuela brothers were sentenced to spend the rest of their lives in prison. Before, authorities were worried mostly about teenagers looking for weed or rich businessmen partying in Miami. Because there is not less marijuana and cocaine in America today, in fact, the situation has actually gotten worse. They were replaced by a completely new generation of drugs, fully synthetic substances. Before, authorities were worried mostly about teenagers looking for weed or rich businessmen partying in Miami. Now, millions of the poorest Americans have become addicted to methamphetamine, sending them to their graves in only a few years. Hundreds of thousands of people turn to synthetic opioids, far stronger than morphine. At first, it seemed like everything was connected only to one person, Joaquin El Chapo Guzman. But the deeper we researched, the clearer it became that his story cannot be separated from the terrifying Mexican cartels of the 20th century. We had to completely rewrite the script to tell the full truth. In this episode, I'll explain why Mexico has been unable to stop drug trafficking for over 100 years. We will explore how Mexican cartel bosses were connected with politicians and intelligence agencies. You will learn how El Chapo mocked the authorities of the most powerful country in the world. And how he managed to turn the drug trade into something like a supermarket. This is Real Stories. You are on a channel where fascinating stories are not only told, but also explained. This chapter may seem slow at first, but we need it to understand how El Chapo truly became who he became. To avoid simply retelling Narcos, we must deeply understand the historical background of Mexico. So first, let's look at the country where El Chapo was born and raised. Since gaining independence in 1821, Mexico has experienced countless coups, weak leaders, dictators, and even emperors. The country fought wars with France and the United States, and America took almost the entire North. But the most important period for us is the 20th century, because from its very beginning, Mexico was shaken by unrest and chaos. Between 1910 and 1917, Mexico went through a revolution and a civil war that claimed millions of lives. After the war, socialist leaders came to power and were not afraid to use repression against people. In the 1920s, the country almost plunged into a religious war as authorities fought against the church. 2 years later, a fanatic assassinated the president, and only with help from the Pope and the US did peace return. Over time, Mexico shifted to a one-party political system dominated by the Institutional Revolutionary Party. Relations with the US were complicated, but after World War II, Mexico benefited from America's economic boom. Oil and gas discoveries brought huge development. Skyscrapers were built, roads modernized, and cities expanded. But all this prosperity was concentrated mainly in the capital, while the rest of the country lived very differently. Mexico is not a failed state, but extreme inequality remains its greatest problem, with a small elite controlling most of the wealth.